Hi, I'm Mark, this is Mark's Tech Vlogs on YouTube, and today I'm going to bring you guys a comparison video of the SOMA Tilt 2 versus the Switchbot Blind Tilt. Now, a year or so ago I reviewed the SOMA Blind Tilt and I've been using them ever since to make my Venetian blinds smart. About a month ago, Switchbot sent me their brand new, just to Kickstarter, Switchbot Blind Tilt. This device basically does the same kind of thing and allows you to open and close your Venetian blinds using your voice or your phone. In addition, you can also set automations. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to talk about both of the devices, their pros and their cons, and which one I think is best. Now, this isn't going to be an in-depth review of each of them, but I will put links to those reviews below if you want to go and watch them as well. So let's start off by talking about price. Now, the Switchbot Blind Tilt is around £70 a device. The SOMA Tilt 2, on the other hand, is £130. Now, both get slightly cheaper if you buy more than one. However, this still makes the Switchbot device much cheaper. In addition to that, however, if you want out-of-home control, you're also going to need to either buy a Switchbot Hub Mini or a SOMA Connect. Now, the Switchbot Hub Mini costs £30 and a SOMA Connect costs £60. The SOMA Connect, on the other hand, is basically a Raspberry Pi, and so you can just download the software yourself and install it on your own Raspberry Pi if you want to. This means, all in all, if you want out-of-home control, we've got a starting point of £190 for SOMA and £100 for Switchbot. There's a clear winner when it comes to price here. But do you get what you pay for? Let's talk about everything else, and we'll kick off with design. Now, design is something that's always down to personal opinion, and they both have very different designs. The SOMA Tilt is a kind of blocky square design with rounded edges, and it needs to be stuck somewhere around your window frame. As it's white, it just blends in once you've installed it. It comes with a solar panel which has a super long cable, and the solar panel sticks onto your window for charging the device as you go along. This means for most users you're going to need to find a way to tidy up that cable. The Switchbot Blind Tilt has a rounded design and attaches to your curtain rod. It has a cable clip at the top which curves the cable round and leads to the solar panel that is also included. Switchbot include a sort of cable management system which you might not even need because the cable is much shorter. The Switchbot Blind Tilt is also white. Personally, whilst design is down to personal preference and what you prefer, I prefer the Switchbot Blind Tilt, especially because it just manages the cables a bit better. I also think it blends in more by being right next to your curtain rod, especially if your blinds are also white. So let's talk about the specification. So both devices connect via Bluetooth and with their respective app. They also both use Bluetooth to connect to their different hubs. Both support voice services, including Amazon's voice assistant and Google's assistant. They also work with IFTTT and Siri shortcuts. The SOMA Connect has the slight edge here and is actually HomeKit compatible as well. This is great for Apple users. Both of these, as I already mentioned, come with solar panels for making sure the battery is continuously left topped up. I've found that both of these charge the devices effectively, and I've not had to charge either one of these devices in the time I've had them. If you do just want to run it on battery, the SOMA Tilt 2 has a 30-day battery life compared to the Switchbot Blind Tilt's 10-month battery life. This is a massive difference, but realistically you're going to use that solar panel and never need to worry about that anyway. Both are Apple and Android compatible, and in my opinion the Switchbot app is much better than the SOMA Tilt app. This means when it comes to spec, the SOMA Tilt probably has the edge, but is let down by the app. So let's talk about how easy they both are to set up. So both are set up slightly differently due to their slightly different approaches. The setup for the SOMA Tilt 2 involves removing the rod from your curtains and finding the correct attachment from the included attachments for your curtain rod hook. You then clip that on, attach that to the SOMA Tilt 2 and stick the SOMA Tilt 2 to your wall. At that point you'll also connect the solar panel. When it comes to calibrating the SOMA Tilt, this involves pressing up and down quite a lot. That's because this process basically says click this and it adjusts the motor slightly. You then click it again and again and again until you get to a point where you've got your blinds to a fully closed position, a fully closed up position and a fully open position. All in all, the calibration process is really frustrating and takes about 10 minutes. Of course, you only have to do this once. The Switchbot approach, on the other hand, is slightly different. And while Switchbot say the whole thing can be set up in less than a minute, realistically it takes 5 to 10 minutes. The actual attaching of the device is slightly more complicated because you have to measure the width of your rod and make sure you get the right attachment. This makes fitting the device slightly more fiddlier than the SOMA Tilt, however calibrating it is so much easier. To calibrate it, the Switchbot app simply asks you to twist the rod to fully open, closed up and closed down. It then remembers those positions, and because you're just twisting a rod, the whole process takes less than 30 seconds. This means, again, whilst it's slightly more complicated to get it fitted, Switchbot's whole process is a much better process. And that means finally it's time to talk about usage and reliability. So once set up, both allow you to control the blinds using their apps for Apple and Android, using your voice, or using automation services. By that, I mean using things like IFTTT, or setting up things based on time of day, light sensitivity, or even whether it's sunrise or sunset. If you want to group sets of blinds together, this is done by groups in the SOMA app or scenes in the Switchbot app. Now, I've been using the SOMA Tilt 2 for just over a year and the Switchbot Blind Tilt for a month. And in that time, I found that the Switchbot Blind Tilt is more reliable. And what I mean by that is that the SOMA Tilt 2 seems to almost lose its connection once a month. And so my kind of normal scenes suddenly just don't happen. And the way to fix it is pretty easy. I just open a SOMA app and operate blinds once through that, and that sorts the problem for another month. It is, however, a little bit irritating. Switchbot, however, just works every single time. And that's whether you use your voice or whether you use the app or however you want to control your blinds. The other thing I find is that the SOMA app is much worse than the Switchbot app. And the main reason for that is that in the SOMA app, there's only one way to control your blinds, and that's using this kind of visual slide control. Now, this is a nice idea because you can visually slide your blinds all the way up or visually slide them all the way down, and that's easy. If you want to open them, however, you have to kind of balance it in the middle to this sort of 0% level, and it's a bit fiddly. And even after using this app sort of once a week for a year now, I still haven't quite got used to that. Now, the Switchbot app does have a similar kind of toggle that you can use, but this seems to work a bit better. On top of that, the Switchbot app also has buttons for fully closed down, fully closed up, and fully open. You can also customize buttons, so for example, if you like them closed 75% up, you can set that up quite easily. This means, again, when it comes to reliability and usage, Switchbot is clearly the winner here. And this brings us on to say the final thing for this video, and that is, well, which is the best product overall and which should you buy? And I think you've probably guessed at what I'm going to say, but at nearly half of the price of the SOMA Tilt 2, the Switchbot option is a much better choice. It's more reliable, it's got better compatibility with a wider variety of blinds because it uses the existing rod, and you can also still control it using the rod that's still there. This is great if you've got guests and you don't want to give them access to your smart home. This means that when Switchbot launched this product and said we've created the best smart blind tilt product, they're pretty much right. It's very difficult to find any flaws with it, and the only thing I'd say is I'd like to see HomeKit compatibility. All in all, however, I think for the price and functionality and the reliability, it's a fantastic product. And so if you're looking between these two devices, certainly pick up the Switchbot. I've put links below to both of my reviews for each of these products, which goes into more depth. I've also put links below if you want to purchase each of them. If you've got any questions, do stick them below. These are products I use, so I will answer those questions. Please consider subscribing to my channel, give this video a like, and I'll see you guys again soon.